So hi everyone. Are you ready to start our lesson again? Yes? So first, I would like to introduce you the content of the lesson today. There will be two main parts in my lesson today. First one, I would like to introduce you the way to identify the main idea and supporting idea. And second one here, I would like to introduce you the way how to find pronoun reference. You see that main idea, supporting idea, and understanding the reference here is very important in reading comprehension. Now let's start with the first part of the lesson today, how to identify the main idea. So you see that main idea is the most important thing that the writer wants the reader to know. Where is it? It is located at the beginning, the middle, or the end of a paragraph. So when determining the main idea, the reader should go through the following stages. First one, they should identify the important information. Second one, group the important information, and then combine the groups of important information to get the main idea. Now, let's look at the screen here. You see that one of very important sentence in a paragraph here is the topic sentence. Why do I say that it is very important? Because if you can find the topic sentence here, you do not have to waste a lot of time reading. And the topic sentence here tells the reader the main idea of the whole paragraph. And it is often sent at the very beginning of a paragraph. So for a topic sentence, this one consists of two different, very important parts, very crucial parts. The first one is the topic, and the second one is controlling idea. So you see that controlling idea in the topic sentence here support. You see that the supporting idea in a paragraph here must control or support the controlling idea, not control or support the topic. Now look at the example here. Nowadays, students are very dynamic and energetic. So what about the topic of the lesson? The student, here is the topic. Dynamic and energetic is controlling idea. So if you write the topic sentence in this way, you have to find the supporting idea prove that students nowadays very dynamic and energetic. Okay? Supporting idea must support the controlling idea, right? And one more way you can find the main idea in a paragraph here. You see it is in the topic sentence or in the concluding sentence. What about in an article? You can read the first paragraph, so we can call it the introductory paragraph, and the last one, which is the conclusion. The conclusion here, in which the writer tries to sum up the main point of the whole article. So you see that you can find the main idea of an article on an essay from the first or from the last paragraph. Okay? So what is it? You see that it is shape. It is tunnel. Is that right? Right. So I do not try to explain or guide you how to draw a tunnel. In fact, this one is simplifies the introductory paragraph of an essay or an article. The tunnel here is divided into two different parts. The bigger one, okay, very big one, and very small part here. In the bigger part here, the writer should write very general statements about the topic he or she is going to write. Okay? And what about the smaller part here? This is a thesis statement, very specific sentence that tell the reader, okay, the main point of an article or an essay. So now, I would like to give you an example here. This one, I mean that it is introductory paragraph taken from a very long article or essay. It's about the Shakers. Right? So you can see. No, I do not mean that it is introductory paragraph. This is a single paragraph. Alright? And the first sentence here is the topic sentence. The topic sentence of a paragraph. Right? So what is the topic? The topic of this paragraph is about the Shakers and the controlling idea. You see that it is about the quality of the Shakers quality, celibacy, and industriousness. Okay? So it means that in this paragraph, the writer has to find the idea that support or that prove that the Shakers are very famous or well known for their celibacy and industriousness. Okay? Now let's look at the next sentence to see that they support the controlling idea or not. Here, single men and women did not marry. They did not marry means that they are single. Alright? Celibate or single to support celibacy. Married couples who join the religion had to live apart. Right. It also supports the celibacy. One more. Alright, another example here. Yeah, right. I'll give you an example here. In the Shaker community, males and females live in a separate communal houses. Alright, does it support the idea of celibacy or industriousness? Right, this one is supporting idea for celibacy and so on. Okay, so you get the point. Now move on to the next one here. This one, actually it is the first paragraph, or we can call it the introductory paragraph of an essay. Look at the last sentence here. The last sentence, you see, okay, so now I changed my mind. Now look at the first sentence. Do you believe that 7 is a lucky number? All that things happen instead of 3. So you see that number 7 and number 3 here mentioned, okay? If so, your idea are as old as Pythagoras, a Greek philosopher who lived 2,600 years ago. When you read the first 2 seconds here, you may think that our reading today is about lucky numbers or is about numbers. Now continue. So it gives you very general, very big view of the pictures of the lesson we are going to read. Is about number. Come on, with number 3, Pythagoras believed that certain numbers and their multiples had mystical power. Also about the number, right? For centuries, people have given importance to numbers and developed superstitions about them. many of these superstitions have been passed on through the generation and still exist today. So you see that the last sentence here is the thesis statement. The thesis statement, which is the most specific sentence in the introductory paragraph. So you know that this article essay is about the superstition around number. Okay? So I mean that if you know the organization of a paragraph or of an essay well, you do not have to waste a lot of time reading in order to find the main idea. Just look for the last sentence. So we call it the thesis statement in an essay. Okay? Or the topic sentence at the beginning of a paragraph, the concluding sentence or the conclusion in an essay in order to find the main idea. Right? Right. I hope that you get the point. Come on with the next one here. What about supporting idea? So you see that supporting ideas are the ideas that explain more about the main idea of our paragraph or essay. So this one can be created with description, examples, reasons, explanation, or even comparison and contrast. Alright, so now I would like you to look at another paragraph here. Numbers don't have the same meaning in all cultures. It is also about numbers. Next one, 5. So this one is a topic sentence. You see, the topic sentence here consists of topic and controlling idea. The topic here is the number, and controlling idea here don't have the same meaning in all cultures. I mean that the number don't have the same meaning in all cultures. So if you want to write the paragraph here, you have to write the supporting idea, support controlling idea. Now let's see if they support the controlling idea in this paragraph or not. 5 is considered a most holy and lucky number in Egypt. So it is the meaning of 5 here, right? Next one, but in Ghana, the Ashanti people consider 5 to be unlucky. So you see that in Egypt it is very lucky, but in another country it is unlucky. Alright, come on. To give somebody 5 of anything is to wish the person evil. Okay? So you see that the supporting idea here must support the controlling idea. Prove that colors don't have the same meaning in all cultures. Alright? So you know the organization, right, of a paragraph here. Next one. So now I would like you to apply the theory we have just learned to do the exercise 1 here. Please read the paragraph below. It's only paragraph, and answer the questions that follow. So I think that I better look at that scheme the reading first. Scheme, remember that in the Vclass 1 I already told you that skimming for main idea. Okay, so skim it for about 10 seconds. Okay, got that? Right. Just only 2 questions for the exercise 1 here. Which sentence best expresses the main idea of our paragraph? Sentence 3, 1, 9, or 2? And number 2, how many major details are given to support the main idea? 2, 3, 4, or 1? Okay? Right. So now, I would like you to look at the screen here and compare our answer. You see that the best sentence, the sentence that best expresses the main idea of our paragraph is the sentence 3. And the major details are given to support the main ideas here are 3. Now, I'd like you to look at our readings again. What causes reading disability or dyslexia? Studies have been conducted for generations in an attempt to find answer to this difficult question rather than a single answer. However, several factors have emerged which seem to contribute to the disability. One factor, okay, another one and final one. So, you see that the main idea of our reading here, and here is the topic sentence. Topic sentence is number 3. Okay, so in this one, we are expected to find some factors that contribute to the disability. Okay, so disability here, I mean that about reading disabilities. So you see that we have a lot of supporting idea. One factor points to the genetic link from one generation to the next one, to the next. Okay, and one more. Children who cannot hear the subtle differences within and among words will have difficulties in reading those sounds. And finally, the visual perception problem, a difficulty in clear seeing. Okay, so you see that the topic sentence in this one is sentence 3, and we have 3 different supporting idea. I mean that 3 different main supporting idea to support, alright, the reason why some children have to suffer from reading disability. So you see that the organization of this paragraph a little bit different with the first one I already introduced you. So now, come on with the next one. Oh, a little bit small size the letter here. This one is not paragraph. Actually, it is an article with the name here, walking bus, walking school bus. Right. So now, I would like you to read the article here. There will be some more paragraph on the next slide. So I would give you 20 seconds to complete the first 3 paragraphs here. Okay? So now, come on with the next point. Next 2 paragraphs. Okay, nắm that. Come on. Okay, so here is the first 7 questions for you. Please choose the correct heading for each paragraph. So in order to find the correct heading for each paragraph here, you have to read single paragraph here, alright? And then try to find the main idea. And then you look back at the title here, match the title or the heading with each paragraph. So please let me know if you want me to show you the content of our reading again. So 20 seconds for you to finish the first 3. No, it's maybe 1 minute. 1 minute for you to complete the first 7 questions here. So if you have any question, don't hesitate to ask me. Okay? Thumbs up. Move on to the next one here. So I would like to give you some idea or some suggestion of doing this exercise. So in this exercise, the requirement is you have to decide that the following statements from number 8 to number 12 here, true, false are not given. So you see that the true sentence here is the sentence that completely agree with the information given in the text here. So sometimes, please do not expect that you can find 100% a sentence that 100% identical or the same one with the sentence in your exercise. Sometimes the writer use the synonym or try to paraphrase a sentence in his reading. Okay, so you can find the synonym, right, or the paraphrase sentence here, but it keeps the original meaning. I mean, the same meaning with the sentence given here. It is true statements, and false here, in contrast with the true one, this one contradicts the information given in the reading. It's not right. Okay, are not similar to the information that the writer given in the reading, and not given. It's a very clear one here. You cannot find any clue or any information, alright, on our reading. So I hope that this explanation is clear to you. Now let's spend several seconds to complete the questions from 8 to 12. Okay? Have you done that? Now come on, please. Last question. What is the text about? So in general, this one, I mean that often the questions that ask us about the main idea of our reading. Have you finished that? Okay, so now please compare. Alright, your answer here. Look at the screen. Paragraph A, you see the heading is number 4. So number 4, the aim of walking school bus. So why? I say that it is the best heading for paragraph A. You see the key point here or the evidence we can find in paragraph A. The main goal is to help students walk to school under the guidance of adults and thus enjoy the benefits of physical activity. So it is the aim of walking past school bus. So A goes with 4. What about paragraph B? The heading here is number 6. How the walking school bus works. So how does it work? You see that yes, how the walking school bus works. You see that the writer used the present tense to describe the routine here. So number 6 is the best heading. You want me to show you this one again? Yes. Yeah. B. Let me see. B. On a walking school bus, a driver calls at a specific stop along, set a route to collect passengers, it means children. They walk together to school. At the end of the day, alright, the walking school bus driver and drivers congregate at a designated school location. Begin, alright, simply. The writer used the present tense here, alright. So we can make the conclusion that the answer to paragraph B here is 6. How the walking bus works. Next one, paragraph C. The heading is number 2. The development of the walking school bus. Why? Now look at this one. Here is some keywords to decide that number 2 is the best heading for paragraph C. Originated, meaning that came from, okay, was adopted. So you see that they are key points to decide that number 2 here is about the development of the walking school bus. Number 4, paragraph D goes with the heading 5, providing healthy daily exercise. Why? You can also find some very clear or obvious evidence here. Healthy benefits, regular physical exercise. Okay? Come on with paragraph E. The best heading is number 3, allowing children to communicate. Why so? Socialize, talk, and chat. They are keywords or the evidence for choosing number 3 as the best answer for paragraph E. What about paragraph F? The answer is 1. Why? This one improves the quality of the urban environment. So you see that it is another benefit of walking school bus. It is the benefit to the local environment. Yes, it is a very, very important one. You see that our environment now is seriously polluted. Alright, so I wonder that the walking school bus here can be available in Vietnam or not. So yes, it is a very good sign, okay, or good news for our environment. We can reduce the level of the pollution in Vietnam. Okay, so come on with number 7 here. Paragraph G. The answer here is 7. Playing a part in the community. So why do I choose it? Because you can I can base on some of the key points here. the positive school image in the local community. Alright, this one is evident to choose that number 7 is the best heading for paragraph G. Is that clear to everyone? Yes, that's very good. Now come on with the question from 8 to 12. You see that question number 8. Fewer children walk to school now than in the past. It's true. Why is it true? You can see the evidence in paragraph A. There has been a significant decline. Remember that decline in the number of school children who walk to school each day compared with the previous generation. So it means that the number, nowadays fewer children walk to school than in the past. Okay, or you can say that the number of children walking to school in the past was higher than that at the present. So number 1, true. Sorry, number 8, true. What about number 9? The walking school bus does not run when it is raining. False. Why false? It's still running regardless of the weather. So you see the evidence here in paragraph B. Number 10. The idea of walking school bus comes from the US. It's false. Why? In paragraph C, you see that the concept of the walking school bus here came in 1998 in St. Albans, England. So it came from England, not from the USA. Number 11. One advantage of the walking school bus is that it doesn't cost any money. And does the writer mention anything about the money, the ticket here? No. So this one not given. Number 12. The walking bus proved popular in Australia. So it's true. This one also adopted quickly in Australia. Right? So you see this in paragraph C. Is the explanation clear to you? If yes, come on with the last question of this exercise. Right. So what is the text about? It is about the benefits of the walking school bus. Right? After reading and doing the whole exercise here, we can say that the text here is about the benefits of the walking school bus. Okay? So do you want to look at the first paragraph? Yeah, I would like to look at the paragraph A here. This is only one of the first benefits, okay? One of the first benefits of the walking school bus mentioned here. Now, so I would like you to spend a little bit more time, okay, with the next one here, our part 2, finding pronoun reference. So, what about the way to identify the question here? So you see that this one is very common. The pronoun X, okay, in line X refer to which of the following one? So where can we find or locate the answer to the questions here? You see that the line between the pronoun is located generally given in the question. For example, the pronoun it, okay, in the line 2 or in the line 3. So it is generally given in the question here. This one in paragraph 1 or in paragraph 2. The noun that pronoun refers to is generally found before the pronoun. Okay, so I show you later here. And what about the steps or procedures in finding the answer to this question? You see that first, of course, you have to find the pronoun in the passage. On the line where the pronoun can be found is generally stated in the question as I just mentioned. Step 2, please look for the pronoun that come before. Look for the nouns that come before the pronoun. And number 3 here, read the part of the passage before the pronoun very carefully. And number 4, eliminate any definitely wrong answers and choose the best answer from the remaining choices. So now, I would like you to look at the exercise 3 here. This is a very short paragraph. So you can see that there are 2 pronouns underlined here in bold and underlined here. Okay, have you got the answer yet? Yes. So now, please look at this one. Right. So it is very easy for you to see where the pronoun it and they are, right? Because you see that it is underlined and bold here. Now, the pronoun it refer to what? Mardi Gras, that time French, New Orleans. So you see that we have to look from, the tips here, we have to look for the location of the pronoun first. So here it is, it, right? And then we have to look for the noun that stands before this pronoun. Right. The Mardi Gras, Fat Tuesday, French, America, you see, colonialist, but from that time it has grown in popularity. So let's look at the list of the noun. I have just changed the highlighted here, the Mardi Gras. The Mardi Gras here, which means Fat Tuesday. So the same one. Okay. So in French, it is language. Come on. And one more noun here. It is colonialist. This one is a plural one, so it cannot be our answer. Here. So Mardi Gras, French, that time, and New Orleans. New Orleans mentioned here or not? No, it is. So you have to look for the nouns before the pronoun here. Okay. So you see that from that town, it has grown in popularity here. So it here actually refers to Fat Tuesday or Mardi Gras. So Fat Tuesday here not mentioned here. So that's the reason why you have to choose A as the correct answer. Come on with number 2. The pronoun they refer to what? They here. Alright. What about nouns? before the pronoun they. Tourists, countries, okay, and the celebration. So you see that they is the pronoun, refer to the plural one. So celebration cannot be our answer. Okay, so what about countries and tourists? So both countries and tourists here are plural noun. But you see, where they take part in a week of non-stop activity, so countries cannot take part in a week. So it must be, they here must refer to people, not refer to places. So the answer to question number 2 here is tourists. B is correct answer. Okay, so you know that. Thank you. So come on with the next point. Exercise 4. With some more exercise, some more questions. Okay, so come on please. Yes, two more questions. Got that? Alright, so now I'd like you to look at the screen here, and I'll give you the explanation to the answer to the questions here. According to the passage, the National University of United States does not exist. Why? Because you can, based on the evidence here, the United States does not have a national university. So, question number 1, the answer here is does not exist. Okay. Number 2, the passage indicates that George Washington did not do which of the following one. So, he succeeded in establishing a national university. So, this one doesn't exist, right? So, it also means that George Washington didn't succeed in establishing a national university. However, you can find another key point here. He recommended the idea to the Congress, selected an actual site, left an endowment for the proposed national university in his will. Okay? So, the answer to question number 2 here is next. Question number 3. Which of the following is not mentioned in the passage about Andrew Carnegie? So, he was a member of the Congress. Yes or no? No, he's not a member of Congress. Interested doing the charity. You can find information that he's very interested in the idea of the National University at George Washington, and he also very active in early 20th century. You can find the 3 information here except, and the second one here, he's not a member of the Congress, so B is out and out. Next, number 4, the pronoun it here. Pronoun it refer to what? the original idea. So why? Because you see that although the original idea has not yet been acted upon, it continues to be proposed in views before Congress. Okay, so it here. Well, there's one noun before the pronoun it here. It is the original idea. So it refers to the original idea. Okay, is that clear to you? Thank you very much. Now it's time for our question and answer. Our discussion. Do you have any questions for the lesson today? No? Okay. So, if not, I would like to sum up the main point of our Vclass 2 on our reading 3 today. So you see that in our Vclass 2 here, I have just mentioned 2 main points. The first one here, I have just introduced you or suggest you the way to identify the main idea and the supporting idea. And the second one here is, I think, it's a new one to you. How to identify the pronoun reference. So I hope that this reading skill or technique will be useful for you in doing reading comprehension exercises. Goodbye, and thank you very much for your listening.